Hello, my name is Muhammad Fakultaki with ID number 200000726 for Mechanical Engineering. And today our group Optimum Pride is going to present about the impact of CSR towards the environment. So this is our group member, consists of Kan Su Feng, Koko Lam, Judabala Krishnan, Hemendra Jagannathan, Dinesh Murali Pillai, and myself, Muhammad Fakultaki. And in this video, we're going to talk about the introduction, literature review, problem statement, research questions, objective, significance of studies, research methodology, data collection method, data collection analysis, discussion, and conclusion.
Businesses are seriously endangering the biodiversity of our globe by generating massive quantities of hazardous chemicals and using excessive amounts of the planet's finite natural resources. This will lead to steady destruction of existing ecosystems. Therefore, countless measures have been taken to stop environmental deterioration that are caused by human activities. However, the initiatives that are intended to decrease the number of pollutants are very less these days. At every stage of manufacturing process, from design to production, planning to manufacturing, it is crucial to search for ways to lessen the environmental impact of firm operations. The idea of engaging in commercial activities in which firms voluntarily assess the impacts of their operations on the environment while remaining in compliance with the law and making a profit is known as a corporate social responsibility towards the environment. So in our literature review, we have taken Apple and IKEA as the examples of the corporates that have taken social responsibilities. Apple aimed to reduce emission by 75% in its manufacturing chain, including by recycling more of the components that go into each device and urging its suppliers to use renewable energy. As for the remaining 25% of emissions, the company said it planned to balance them by funding reforestation projects. Apple has planned to improve energy efficiency in its operations. Climate advocates describe these offset efforts as inadequate because they allow emissions to grow at a time when the scientific consensus demands that emissions be cut in half by 2030 to avoid the worst effects of climate change and be reduced to zero by 2050. IKEA has taken responsibility by setting goals for its more environmentally friendly future. All IKEA goods are being designed according to new circular principles, with the goal of using renewable and recycled materials in products by 2030. By 2020, IKEA will have eliminated all single-use plastic goods from its global range. By 2030, IKEA will have reduced its entire climate footprint by 70% on average per product. By 2025, IKEA will be offering cheap home solar systems. These are initiatives taken by corporations to undertake the climate change phenomenon.
My name is Judah. So for problem statement, awareness of climate change has increased as its effects has started to become more noticeable. NGOs have gradually increased their efforts to persuade larger corporations to recognize their obligations to the environment. To counteract the negative effects of their activities, national corporations like Apple and IKEA must fulfill their environmental CSR obligations. For the research questions, what are Apple and IKEA done to fulfill their roles in environment CSR? Does environment CSR help in improving the environment? And the third one is, to UTP, students know the importance of Apple and IKEA's environmental CSR programs. The objective of our research is to investigate measures taken by multinational corporates to fulfill their roles in environmental CSR, to investigate the improvements done to the environment by CSR programs and the importance of CSR for Apple and IKEA, and lastly, to investigate whether UTP students know the importance of environmental CSR.
Good evening, my name is Dinesh and my student ID is 20955. Today I'll be presenting about the significance of the study and research methodology. The study intends to learn about the steps taken by corporations to lessen their effect on the environment through environmental social responsibility programs. The study is crucial so that businesses may be held accountable for how they conduct their business without jeopardizing their ability to satisfy future environmental needs. Corporations can better comprehend the significance of environment sustainability thanks to this study. Environmental social responsibility considers issues affecting people, the environment, and the bottom line that results in long-term competitive edge of these companies. The public perception of corporations may change if they do not adequately perform their duties to protect the environment. The development of ethical and sustainable employment practices aids organizations in addressing immediate demands without compromising capacity to address future requirements. If they continue these techniques, the organization may thrive for a very long time in this sector. For the research methodology, data collection approach is being used, and I'll pass it to my friend Gan for further explanations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gan Shifeng and I'm presenting data collection method. For data collection method, we have literature review and survey. Literature review is a good and efficient technique to gather knowledge and data by conducting research on internet platforms such as articles and journals. Articles from 2010 to 2022 will be used to ensure the issues remains relevant. It provides a precise database for quantitative data that has been thoroughly verified by professionals. For survey, it is the most convenient way to collect data without making direct contact, and it is administered online using Microsoft Forms. The information gathered is presented in the form of pie charts or bar graphs generated automatically by Microsoft Forms. Next, we have data analysis, which starts with literature review first. Apple has fulfilled their roles in CSR by promising to reach carbon neutrality in 2030, reduce emissions by 75%, fund reforestation projects, require suppliers to identify and report their carbon impact on a regular basis to Apple, and improve the energy efficiency in their operations to combat climate change. On the other hand, IKEA has also played a role in environmental CSR by creating goods from renewable or recycled materials, allowing consumers to decrease waste. They also developed all items from the start to be repurposed, repaired, reused, resold, and recycled. IKEA is using 100% renewable energy in their operations as well as their direct suppliers' operations. They also converted their whole lighting spectrum to energy-efficient LEDs to lower the total carbon footprint by an average of 70% for each product. Next, data analysis for survey is summarized here.
Hi, my name is Kok Lam and I will be presenting the discussion and conclusion part for this report. Section 8 Literature Review. Apple has an extensive CSR program. It has done the program without any pressure from the public, which shows that Apple is doing it for the environment. Apple also has implemented various programs to make their operations sustainable. IKEA too has implemented various programs to reduce its carbon footprint, such as reusing materials, using renewable energy, and reduce their products' packing size to reduce carbon emissions created during transport. As a summary, both Apple and IKEA is striving to make its operations sustainable and helps to reduce environmental issues. However, both companies outsource part of their manufacturing process so that the companies rely on them to provide accurate data on carbon emissions. Contracting companies might falsify their carbon emissions data in order to look good and secure contracts, which might be an issue. Section B Survey. Here's a summary of the survey. Most of the respondents agree to our statements in the survey. Respondents agree that climate change exists in the world. More people agree that we have to take care of the environment compared to people who agree that climate change exists. This might be due to the extensive education students receive since they are young. Corporates have the responsibility to make their operations sustainable as a part of their CSR program, as they are one of the top polluters. Respondents are aware that corporates conduct environment-related CSR programs, as it is constantly promoted in the campus. CSR-related programs can help reduce environmental issues as they have a lot of resources to implement them, and CSR programs are important to sustain the environment as they have to be responsible for their actions. Conclusion. In conclusion, all of the objectives of this study has been achieved. This study shows that CSR programs done by Apple and IKEA have a positive impact towards our environment. Students in UTP are aware of corporate CSR programs and are concerned about the environment. That is all. Thank you.